Hello my friends and welcome for my whiskey review. My name is Dan and today I have a couple of whiskies to review for you. Johnnie Walker Gold. One being Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve non-age statement and the other one Johnnie Walker Gold Label 18 years old. We all know this name because Johnnie Walker is one of the most iconic whiskey brands in the world, with its unique square bottle designed in 1920 by Alexander Walker, allowing more bottles to be packed into a square area with less chance of breakage, and the slanted label which is tilted about 24 degrees off center. As well, every bottle of Johnnie Walker Scotch features the Striding Man logo created in 1908. Oh, and the owner of Johnnie Walker brand is Diageo. The Johnnie Walker range falls under the category of what's called blended Scotch whiskey, one of 5 categories of Scotch. Each one of these 5 categories is made from malt whiskey, grain whiskey, or a combination of both. And these 5 categories are, of course, single malt Scotch, single grain Scotch, blended Scotch, blended malt Scotch, and blended grain Scotch. I was going to tell you a long story, about an hour long, about Johnnie Walker, about the range, about the marketing, how big Diageo are, blah blah blah. Let's forget about this and get straight to the whiskey. First one, Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve, was relaunched in 2012, created by master blender Jim Beveridge to celebrate nearly 200 years of the art of blending. It is a combination of several of the brand's distilleries from Speyside, Highlands and the Scottish Islands, malt and grain whiskies, with everything being built around the core of single malt whiskey from Clynelish Distillery. 40% ABV, non-age statement, blended Scotch whiskey, chill filtered and with caramel added. Yellowish honey with medium legs. On the nose, oak, malt, fresh, fruity, salted caramel, apples, pears, bananas, honey, grains. Very little smoke. You will say, wow, a lot of flavors going on there. Now, everything is weak with just a hint of these notes, nothing too exciting, I'm afraid. On the palate, soft mouthfeel, sweet vanilla, honey, apricot, some floral Clynelish influence, oak, raisins, cinnamon, a bit of smoke. Well, don't be too excited because again, everything feels weak, like a whisper, watered down and not very satisfying. Yep, it feels very young as well, peppery and thin. There is not much of a finish. It goes down smoothly with a very light note of smoke. I am sure they could do much better than that. Now let's move on to Johnnie Walker Gold Label 18 years old. 40% ABV like the other Gold Label, chill filtered and caramel added. It is made using whiskies that have matured for at least 18 years and features a combination of up to 18 different whiskies, malt and grain whiskies, including Cardew, Glen Elgin, O'Rourke and Blair Athol, and of course others, created by the same master blender Jim Beveridge. The new 18 years old expression effectively replaces the platinum label, which in turn was one of the expressions that came out of the discontinuation of the old gold label centenary blend, which was also an 18 years old. The official press release makes no mention of this, but apparently the new 18 years old is actually the same platinum label blend in new packaging. It appears light gold in the glass, quite similar to the Gold Reserve, nice and clear, medium legs too. On the nose, it's a soft, sweet nose presenting me some ripe fruits, apples, honey, wood, and it is much deeper than the non-age statement gold label, instantly inviting me to explore it. At just 40% ABV, there is no alcohol bite, and I can find some forest fruits, some blackberries, and some biscuits on top of everything else. Those kind of digestive biscuits. Interesting and more complex and mature than the first one. On the palate, quite rich texture, oily and creamy, not thin at all. Creamy fruits to begin with, delicately smoky, predominantly sweet with caramel and honey in the first line. There is a development of spices and biscuits again. And I have the feeling of a cherry tart being in front of me. Nothing like the non-age statement gold label reserve. I think they should not even share the same name. The finish is smooth, medium, with the tiniest hint of smokiness, and a touch of dry oak to remind me about those 18 years spent in the casks. And now the conclusion. Johnnie Walker Gold Label Reserve non-age statement. I will give it a mark first, a mark for a blended whiskey, and it will be 8.1 out of 10. Because it is the most frustrating of all the label releases from Johnnie Walker. There is no challenge in this whiskey and nothing exciting. It is very drinkable, don't get me wrong, but 42 pounds per 700 ml bottle, it's no go for me. Just my opinion, you know. Johnnie Walker Gold Label, 18 years old now. I will give it 8.9 out of 10, blended malt mark again, because it is simply a good whiskey regardless of its grain components. It is a satisfying and tasty dram, definitely more complex than the Gold Label Reserve, with a rich texture and very decent flavor. And it's only 10 pounds more expensive than the Gold Reserve, which makes it a very good value for money as well. Yes, so today was about the good and the bad. Well, not necessarily bad, you know what I mean. It's all from my perspective. At the end of the day, you have to listen to your own palate. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Take care of yourself, and I shall see you next time. Slanjeva.